celebrating our history. Our kids need to understand from whence we have came, so they understand how now to take us into the future, because they are the future of our generation. And I think that's really what Juneteenth is. Myself, who is a Maroon of Jamaica, I learned about my history based on that, and I will continue that in our communities.
So real quick, definitely I will bring celebrations back to the community, but I gotta say this, I'll be hypocritical if I didn't say this. I think the reason why the $400,000 was spent there, because in looking at the budget, we spent $8 million on Jazz in the Gardens. We lost $5 million in Jazz in the Gardens. Nobody talks about that. So if we're gonna say we're gonna talk about spending $400,000, that they probably didn't feel like it was a lot of money, because we lost $5 million on Jazz in the Gardens. So we gotta have overall budget concerns. We gotta look at the whole thing. So it may seem that they spent $400,000. Didn't seem like a lot of money when you lost $5 million on Jazz in the Gardens.
Oh, I know that.
So let's look at the whole budget.
This is a question that anybody can answer. What kind of plans can you create to have apprenticeships and paid internships for IT careers and trade careers?
Yeah, as a former educator, I believe that the city should be an extension of school, right? And be able to provide real opportunities to train kids for jobs that don't exist yet. We are in a time where the world is moving so fast. Just yesterday, we were introduced to AI. Now we're training kids how to write the code behind the AI, right? And so we have to make sure that as a city, we provide pathways for these young people to have real economic growth and opportunity in the city that they live in.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to answer that question?
So the Formula One Community Fund allows for you to have these programs. And so when I get in office by the will of God and the people, I will explore that to spend some of that funding on these STEM programs, on these because the funding is there. It's just how we allocate it. I will definitely do the investment there.
The first thing I would do is I modernize our programs and to turn them into technology hubs. That we have our after-school programming. It's just not football and basketball and those things. That we modernize those facilities. That way we can use them as technology hubs. And we can have AI programming in there. We can have drone testing. We can have recording in there. We can have coding all in that one building. So that's what I would do. So that way we can access those things in our after-school program.
Another question. If a civilian were to be picked up by ICE, what do they do afterwards? And is there a designated number that they can call for help? Anyone?
When it comes to TPS, we need to educate everyone, the kids, because they are going back to school. So now we need to educate them to make sure we have a number, make sure there is a number, there is someone to call, make sure you have all these stuff in hand and make sure you give it to somebody that you can trust. So if you're picked up by ICE, you have a whole situation that somebody know where to go to find you.
So my student, one of my students refused to do his work in my class, and I found out that his mom was actually picked up by ICE. And I was in there fussing at the poor baby, telling him to do my work, and he was like, "Ms. Cherry Crown, I'm not here." So what we did, we have social services in the school, and we connected the student with the social services and got him some help. Thank God his mom was returned to him after 6-7 months. So that is, yes, it was a long time, and he still didn't do that well in my class, but I understood, because if your mom is in ICE, who was going to want to do my work? It just doesn't make any sense. And I know as far as in the school system, we don't allow ICE to come and talk.
So
Candidate Chair Prime, while you're standing, and this is a question for everyone. Once elected, the city budget hearing will be held in less than 3 weeks. Are you prepared? If so, what will you add to make our community better? And this is a question for everyone.
So as of right now, the budget has a lot of things from C4 that was there previously, right? And we spoke about the Juneteenth budget and things of that nature. So I am aware. I'm going to have to try to work with the council people there, the councilmen there, to try to have them dial back on that budget. we weren't there and I wasn't there when they budgeted, but that is gonna be my main focus because of some of the programs that are there that are already done and allocated for, I'm definitely in support of. But my main focus, to be honest with you, where I feel like it's been a misappropriation of funds in residential C4 is the Juneteenth event.
Yeah, my main focus there would be how we're going to fill this potential $9.3 million tax revenue shortfall that will be a reality in the city of Miami Gardens if the amendment that's on the November ballot is voted by a 60% majority, right? It's gonna create a huge gap in the city revenue and city budget. So my focus will be totally on what is it that we can do to fill that gap? Looking at special programs, special projects, the community events, those types of things. What can we do to help fill that gap?
So yes, the property tax issue is a big issue that we need to sit down and start talking about. Do hope that it doesn't pass, but in the event, if it does, we want to make sure what measures are in place. Second of all, I want to look at the lighting. I know currently there is an item with FP&L and put more lighting in our cities. There's a lot of dark spots and areas, and as you know, the darkness creates crime, and public safety is also one of my top issues. So those are the two things that I want to look at. What measures are in place for the property tax and then the lighting within our streets?
The question is, what have we already done to prepare for that? So I've requested a copy of that new budget, so I can start to prepare and go for that. But however, I've been familiarizing myself with some of the budgets we had in the past. That's why I can tell you the numbers about what sticks out to me mostly again on the tax, which is our Jazz in the Gardens. Just being a business owner and being in finances, I think that you can continue to do that, use that amount of money on an annual basis and we continue to operate as usual. The life of Jazz in the Gardens we have lost $25 million within the city. That is astronomical, and I think that has to change. So I'm gonna call, we have to look at those shortfalls, and I think that is the first place to start.
We'll go with the budget. And just like what my opponent said, he said, look at Jazz in the Garden. We need to cut all that, cut it like half if we can, because we're spending too much money and we need to put it in different location. And even with the C4, there are a lot of events that we can take out and make sure we can put back in the community by helping the resident on tax breaks.
So step one in the voting process is actually showing up, right? So all of you are here tonight so that you can hear what it is that they're saying and what it is that their issues are, or what it is that they're going to change in the community, right? Step two is showing up to vote. And that is a huge step. Even if we look at the last presidential election, you had 94 million individuals who were registered to vote that did not show up. What kind of a difference could that have made? 94 million registered voters did not show up. 90 seconds, guys. Why do we need to vote for you?
All right.
90 seconds.
Thank you again, everyone, for being here and coming out. Actually, just as Dr. Johnson just said, this is an important event. Part one, you showing up here. Part two, you showing up at the polls. But for me, I'm a son of the city. I'm a husband. I'm a homeowner. I'm a taxpayer, right? I deal with the same traffic that you deal with. I live in Coconut Cay. I deal with tremendous flooding issues back in that area, right? So I understand what a normal everyday resident goes through because I am one. But at the same time, I bring a unique mix of executive level experience in that local neighborhood understanding at the same time. I've taught in our schools, I've run our schools, I've led large district initiatives, I've written policies that have impacted thousands of families through my work as the executive mentor for the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence Project. I've put thousands of kids in college on scholarship, getting out of that debt free. My community service and my public service in this community started a long time ago, and I wanted to continue. Punch 162 on August 18th. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Why you should vote? Start.
Start over? Why you should vote for me. I am one of you. I've lived in this city for 35 years. I take care of my elderly mom since 2017. I understand the needs of the people. I have showed up to the community meetings. I have showed up to City Hall. I have helped residents who have issues that they didn't know how to solve. And I wasn't a council person, right? So I have been doing the work without being elected. If elected or if not elected, I will not stop because again, I am one of you. My name is Laverne Deer. I bring to you, as I stated before, over 20 years experience in healthcare administration, government relation, and nonprofit leadership. The youth are my #1 focus. I've advocated on the state level. I've advocated in Washington, D.C. I bring all of that experience to you. I'm also a Florida certified contract manager. So contract negotiation, I understand how to do all those. 160, Laverne Deer, Council seat 2.
Very simply, I'm the most qualified person in this race for this seat. We're at the point in time in the city that if you have a toothache, you don't call a plumber. When you have a roof leak, you don't call a yard man. We're at a point in time in this city that we have to look at budgetary issues. We have to look at finance. I am the only person that hold 2 degrees in finance and in business management. I'm the only person in my race. Well, I'm a homeowner, multiple homeowner. I'm a business owner, multiple business owner. I can't say I worked my way up from the bottom. I did not land on the top of this mountain. I declined here. Whatever I had to work for. So I can understand every resident in this community, whether that be the single parent or the college graduate or the business owner. I can understand that resident. I can understand your needs. I've been in this community. I put the work in for a number of years. I did it behind the scenes. I didn't have to got to be a part of the social club or any fraternity group. I put the work in this community and I love it, and I'm just the most qualified to do it.
Thank you.
I am a product of my environment, and I show up. I am the girl, and I know a lot of people don't like for me to say, but I'm the girl next door. So that means I feel everyone's pain. You know, I'm a mother of 3, again, a grandmother of 4. So I will show up. And first of all, I do not get no money from no politician because I'm not a politician. So you know, because I'm not a politician, I'm gonna go out there and work for the community. I am a servant of God. So I'm gonna work and I'm gonna do my best. I'm not gonna have answer to everything, but I know I will make sure I serve the people of Miami Garden C4. Make sure you punch 165. Angela.
My grandmother moved to this city when my mother was 10. My mother is 63 now. My husband and I are raising the 4th generation. My children attend schools in this district. I live, work, and play in this district. Miami Gardens is personal to me, okay? It's not a title. It's not to come back home and try to get something that I left behind. I never left. I graduated from Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University, and I decided to come back home and do what? Teach in my community. And I have been here. So if you're looking for someone who is passionate about the community, if you're looking for somebody who has made Miami Gardens their classroom, if you're looking for somebody who is raising their children in the city of Miami Gardens, please consider. I have my student there, Tristan, looking at me on the side of the please consider voting for Makita Cherry Prime 163. It's me, your best candidate. Thank you.
So before I turn it over to the host, I just want to absolutely say thank you to Joy from Cold Space. This is a beautiful space. If you have been here, make sure you come back. They have stuff for podcasts. You can come here and do your computer. Look, I was in here the other day and I was like, oh, they on the treadmill and on the computer. Praise God. Right?
Back there.
So there are things for you to do in this space, and it's good and it's okay for us to take up space, right? And the other person who had vision, right? It's one thing to think about something, but another thing to have vision and to actually take that vision and make the phone calls. Leodonis, thank you. Reached out to everyone and said, this is what I want to do and this is why, and extremely unapologetic about the Miami Gardens community, and wanted to make sure that you were all in the room today, so thank you for your vision, and thank you for having everyone. Yes.
Before this started, you stated that the last forum, you didn't get the response or the feel. Did you feel that you got it from this forum tonight?
So before I turn it back over to my host, thank you. Again, I am Dr. Johnson, President and CEO of the Urban League, and please give it up for your candidates for 2 and 4. Mr. Wilson, Gia, Matt, Winter, Sherry Prime, and you guys can please stand up so that we can please give you a hand clap. And I will now turn it back over to our host.
Thank you again, everyone. Candidates, thank you for sticking with us with the questions. I know they were lengthy, but we wanted to make